Hi. Welcome to Sister Weekend. We're so glad you made it. I'm Kari.
I'm Beth.
And this is Sister Weekend Yarn Co. podcast. And our yarn.
So it's been a minute since we...
1 or 2 minutes.
1 or 2, and by minutes we mean months, of course, obviously. Multiply all of it by months. Since we've been able to record anything because we've just been really busy. Not in like a busy bad way, just like the days have been very full and there's just not been the time, but now there is. So we are going to talk about what we've been knitting, and we finally can show you the Daisy Jones yarn that we've been talking about forever. And we can show off some of our samples. A shawl that Kari was working on forever.
Yeah, I think when we started.
Yep, and just hasn't been able to show off. Yep. So, have a seat, grab your knitting, grab your coffee, and let's look at some pretty yarn and stuff.
Boo. I was working on the Geogradient Shawl from Stephen West. It was 2023's mystery shawl with our Daisy yarn. I had to, once I saw that there was a granny square in the middle, I'm like, yep, gotta make a sample of that.
Oh my gosh, it is gorgeous.
Yes.
So this was the most recent West Knits mystery knit along, right?
Yep.
It was the 2023 pattern.
I think I was showing the wrong side. Nope.
Well, it's hard to tell because so much of it is just like eyelets, and then you've got garter, and
I think there's just some ends.
Your granny square. Through. Like, I guess this part here is easy to tell.
Mm-hmm.
So, do you want to talk about the yarns and the colorways, and then we can also show off the other two that didn't make it into Kari's shawl?
It's all sock yarn. Oh, let's see. The yellow is Honeycomb. A lot of these yarns are named after the songs, if you guys have watched the show. A lot of it's more based, I'd say, off the show than in the book.
Probably because
that's what
only Kari has listened to the book.
Yes.
And we both have watched the show.
So the yellow is Honeycomb. The orange is Slippage in the System. The green is Swampier. And the blue is... Wait, are you serious? Let's see. Let's pull off the purple is I'm the Somebody. Could you grab the river, please? And then we have To the River.
Follow you to the river.
Follow you to the river.
And that's our Daisy Jones collection.
Yeah.
So it's all of these gorgeous yarns. We have mini sets as well. And then I've designed some stickers that come with the mini sets and also are available for sale. This one was a little stuck. But they look like this. And they're so cute. Oh, we've been working on this for so long.
Yeah, so long. So many.
But because of that, we have tons and tons of it.
Yes.
So we have all of these colorways on full skeins and half skeins of Ruth Sock, which is our 75-25 superwash merino nylon sock yarn. We have full skeins of all the colors on our DK, which is also 75-25, so you can also make DK weight socks. Doesn't have to be for just for sweaters and other things. Oh my gosh, can you tell we're rusty? Like,
yeah.
What are the things that people need to know?
Yep.
We just like pretty yarn. What was I talking about? Help me.
The base.
Okay. Okay, so we have it, on full skeins of our Martha DK as well. We have it on minis, individually or in the sets.
Also DK minis.
And we have DK minis?
I thought so. No? We have DK minis.
Not of all of them.
No? Okay. Just kidding.
You can have. We can dye you some if you want.
Yeah.
And then I think we're going to spend some time, like today and tomorrow, putting together sock sets of just between all of our yarns. And that'll be fun because I'm excited to make those and come up with fun names for them. So that's our daisy yarn.
Yeah.
And we also have like some kind of hippie-ish 70s themed stitch stoppers that go along kind of with our Daisy Jones yarn that are in the shop. And then we have a couple of candles that our friend Tracy made. Oh, and then she made this cardigan.
Yeah.
Is that what you've been waiting for?
Yeah, I think so.
I'm like, what else are we supposed to talk about? Oh, the Heirloom Quilt Cardigan. It was actually like way too warm for this moment.
Yeah.
But isn't it beautiful? This is not the outfit I would wear with it typically. I'm just wearing a t-shirt, but this is the Heirloom Quilt Cardigan. Oh, so pretty. So pretty. And this is using all 6 of our Daisy Jones colors. So this cardigan is patterned by Katrin Seeberger, and you knit the squares individually, separately, and then you seam them together, and then you pick up and knit for the sleeves, and same for the collar and the hem. So this is one of the first samples that we knew we were going to have knit, like before we even started dyeing yarn. This was on the list. And so our friend Tracy knit this sample for us. And so it's DK weight because it's actually fingering weight held double. So you could either knit it using DK weight or fingering held double, however you prefer. And before we were able to send the yarn off to her, we needed to be able to figure out, I mean, we could have just said, here you go, do what you want, but I don't know, I kind of wanted to do it myself. And I was excited about it, and like, it was a fun thing.
Yeah.
So I ended up at first creating like a coloring page type template to try to determine the color placement of the cardigan. Anyway, it came to be that I ended up creating an Heirloom Quilt Cardigan template that I've shared on our blog at sisterweekendyarnco.com. So we only have one blog post up so far, and it is the Heirloom Quilt Cardigan blog post. And I talk all about this sweater and the story behind it and the colors and everything. And then there's also a video tutorial with screen recordings of everything to explain how to use the template. So it's on Canva, which is an application and a website. And it's used for designing all sorts of different things. Everything I talk about on there is using the free version, so you will have to create an account if you don't have one, but you won't have to like pay for any of the features that I'm showing you. And in order to access that, you get to sign up for our email list so that we can tell you about all of our great Yarny adventures and what we're doing and what's coming next, and how you can be involved in the things that we're doing. And then you get your own template. And like I said, it's basically like a class. I mean, I've taught this as a class, and my video tutorial is basically that class of clicking through and showing you, okay, if you change your colors here, this is what it's going to look like. And
it's pretty cool.
It is pretty cool. So when you first open it up, it goes to the colors and the place, as close as I could get to the placement that Katrin Seeberger used in her sample, because that's the one that I love so much, is the sample one. So I was like, okay, I'm going to make this template and put all the colors exactly like she did. And then I'm just going to start changing the colors, but like when you change the red, change all the red at once. When you change the blue, change all the blue at once, using my colors that I wanted to put together. So that is how this beautiful thing came to be. And I just think it shows off our Daisy Jones yarn so beautifully. We really wanted like a kind of cozy cabin effect. So we held, for most of this, Follow You to the River with, well, for all of it, there's Follow You to the River. And then it's held with another of the Daisy colors. And it's sometimes held double as its own color. Otherwise, we didn't have quite enough lights to get us very far. We tend to like our,
so you can tell,
bold, saturated colors.
Yep.
So yeah, this is our Daisy Jones yarn. And we're thinking about maybe having like a read along, watch along, listen along, knit along situation of sorts happening maybe this fall. That would give people some time to get yarn if they want to, and start planning some cool projects. It'll be a lot of fun. I'm actually knitting with a Daisy Jones color right now. Kari and I both, I started mine, and then Kari started hers, and now she's practically finished hers, and I'm not done with mine.
I also don't have 3 children to take care of, so, that has a lot to do with it.
That is a lot. And they're not boring kids. We've discussed at length how it's so great that my kids are not at all boring.
Yes.
They're wild.
They are
things.
wild, but they're awesome.
They are awesome. So I just have to give Kari a hard time because I'm like, because also we each knit a chicken.
Yep.
And I started my chicken. And then Kari started and finished her chicken.
Yeah.
And then I finished my chicken. And now I'm trying to, like, quit showing off. Like, if you're going to show off, at least pick your own projects. Happy cat.
Can you tell I'm the little sister?
I was just going to say,
we don't even
have to tell you that, obviously. So we're each knitting. What are these things called?
The mini mock
neck tank.
Yes.
Mini mock neck tank by Jessie Maed Designs.
I think so.
Is that right?
Yep.
This is my first of her patterns. My first time knitting one of her patterns, and I love it. And the edge of the armhole kind of it tidies up as you go, so you don't have to pick up stitches and do anything there. It's done. So like once you're done knitting the body, you pick up for the collar, do a little bit, and then you're done. So that's the most exciting part, because I'm like, oh, no sleeves.
Yes.
Not that I hate sleeves. They're a roadblock for me. They're a step that when I get to it, I stop working on that project. It is consistently that way. I have learned about myself. So mine is using Slippage in the System. I did not do any kind of, what's that called? Where you alternate the colors? alternating. I didn't do any alternating of the yarns. I knew I would go into a second skein, but I just couldn't be bothered to be alternating. I didn't want to. And I was just kind of curious too with our hand-dyed yarn, like, I wonder how different it will look. Yeah. I wonder if you'll be able to see. And I don't know how it comes across on the video, but I can't really, even just looking at it now, I'm like, I can't point to the line where it starts. It might be right there. I'm not really sure. And then Kari is knitting one in Sparkle.
Yes. I'm knitting one in... Whoa. Oh, just put the needle through it. In Camper Cushioned. As well, this is the first garment I've ever made for myself. I've never made like a sweater or anything. So that's why I'm like, well, heck yeah, I'm going to make a crop top without any sleeves is my first thing. You kidding me?
I didn't even realize that. Yeah.
So I have just been doing as the pattern says for suggestion of like length and everything. And this mark here is where I started my second skein, and I'm binding off right now. So there's only like a few inches. For me, I got to 9.5 inches, and then did 1.5 inches of ribbing and is bound off. I forget which size it is. Like extra large, I think, whatever that is in the pattern.
And yours is on the Audrey Sparkle Sock.
Yes.
We could be wearing these the next time we record a podcast.
Could be.
I mean, especially if it's like 3 months from now.
Yeah, right?
Like it was this last time. But it's the middle of July right now.
Mm-hmm.
So summer is like, feels like more than half over.
Yeah.
And soon it will be back to school time. And for the first year, like ever, I'm not going back to school. And I'm really excited about
like ever in your life.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I know.
That's wild.
Uh-huh.
That is like...
It's really strange.
But yeah.
And like just really freeing.
Mm-hmm.
Because like having been a teacher for so long, fall has never been like a slow, easy, calm time. You know, it's like a really intense, really draining time. So now, like, okay, my kids are going to be at school.
Yeah.
Most of my kids will be at school most of the time.
Yeah.
And I'll just be here working from my house. So happy. Such a great decision to start this little business of ours.
I agree.
All right, so
should we talk about our chickens?
Let's talk about our chickens.
We both made some chickens. I'm not named my chicken yet.
Nor have I.
Okay. There you go. We made some funky chickens.
Yes. These are Emotional Support Chickens.
Yes.
If you haven't heard of them, where have you been? You should get a chicken. We have kits put together for these little guys, and we have yarn that we're using just for the chicken kits. It's just non-superwash wool. It's a little bit less expensive, and our kits, we're trying when we put kits together to keep the yardage close to, we're trying to make it so you don't have tons and tons and tons of leftovers. So to keep the stash down and to keep the cost down. So we had kits for these little guys, and we had them at ZK, and we didn't even have samples done yet because this guy was supposed to have been done, but wasn't. And so many people went home with their little chicken kits, and I'm just so excited to see all the little chickens that are born. So in our kits we have a 100 gram full skein. The contrast color is a 50 gram skein, and there's like, you're gonna have a lot left over even of that. Yep, and that's from the full. And then it has a little bit of red and gold yarn included, and then the eyes included as well. The safety eyes. The chickens present Sister We Got Yarn Go! Oh. But they're fun. They're so fun.
It was fun to make too.
Yes.
Like it's so quick and gratifying because you're like, I got this thing done in no time.
Yep. And it is a cool construction as well. So yeah, if you want to take a look at our kits, you sure can. We give them all silly, fun little names, which I think is probably the most fun part. Cluck Norris is a very popular one. Yep. I kind of just want to call mine Henrietta. I just feel like that suits her. Mm-hmm. I love my chicken. Like, what? No wonder it's...
Right?
It is really like we should carry these next time we fly somewhere, which who knows when that's going to be, but we should carry these with us.
Yes. These are
truly our emotional support chickens. That'd be so fun.
Oh, that would be fun.
We're doing it. You'll see us somewhere in the world. Where in the world are the chicken sisters? Transition!
I know. Any other samples?
Any other samples?
I do
have you shown this on the podcast before?
I don't remember. I might have. I don't know. I don't think it was finished. If I did, I might have been working on it. This is the artist point. I think, you know what? I think I was working on it maybe the last time. The artist point in our mermaid tail, which is on Audrey. Audrey Sparkle Sock. This used up pretty much the whole skein. I think I had, I don't know how much, probably like this much left of my skein, which is awesome. Especially if you have those, single skeins, like I think most of us do. And I think this would be such a nice, like, gift knit, because it's just, like, very obvious which is the front and the back, and it's very obvious, like, how you wear it. And I think it's a structure that someone would wear, you know what I mean? And it just shows off the yarn so much.
So if you have a funky skein of yarn that you're like this is the example we keep using.
Yep.
Is So Sweet and Juicy, where it's like, I mean, orange is a very bold color for a lot of people. Like, this hot purpley pink is a bold color. The two of them together is, like, extra. Extra bold. But you could always put it into a one skein project like that. And if it ends up too wild and funky, then you give it to a little kid in your life.
Yeah, absolutely.
Especially if you live somewhere where it's cold. I mean, it's a decent little scarf.
Yeah.
I could totally see my girls rocking those.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my gosh.
Yep.
And Ronan. I don't know why I just say the girls. They all three would want one. We have lots of colors of our Audrey. I feel like I feel like this whole thing seems like a commercial, which isn't really.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It's our business now, so I guess we have to talk about it.
I guess.
If
we have to.
So over here, this is all of our Audrey Sparkle sock that we have right now. There are more of our colors that we're like, ooh, we have to dye that on Sparkle. We just have a few for now.
Yeah, that's what we've been busy doing. Is just like trying to make samples and kits
and we had
all that stuff. That's what we've been doing.
A really nice trunk show in Alexandria, Minnesota. So that's our local yarn store. I Try Studios. So they're a bead store and a yarn store, and they're in the lower level of the upper level is a quilt store. So really, like
any craft, pretty much. You're like, just bring all your friends and
fun
go.
little crafty day
Everybody
trip.
will find something.
So we had our yarn there and just actually went yesterday and picked it up and brought it back. And then we're headed to Fargo next.
Yes.
Kari's neck of the woods.
Yes.
For the Fiber Festival. I think they just call it the Fiber. It's not like the Fargo Fiber Festival. They just call it the Fiber Festival.
Yeah, I think it's just Fiber Festival. Yep.
But it's in Fargo.
Yep.
So we'll be there August 3rd and 4th, I believe.
Yes.
That weekend. So if you're around the Fargo area, you should totally come see us. And then you could come ask Kari for other recommendations, because she knows all the cool places.
There are a lot of really cool places in Fargo.
It's great for me, because I'm just like, okay, I'm here for my personally catered craft experience.
That, and I also, like, I don't go to these places myself, you know. I'm like, oh, that way we can both go and see, you know. Even though I could go anytime. You just never do. That's just how it works, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's got it, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You think about it when it's like a thing we should go do. Yeah. We'll do that when someone's here.
Yep.
Then September, we're really busy.
Yes.
See how busy we are?
Yeah.
I'm like,
we have a trunk show in Fargo again at Bountiful U.
Yes.
For their anniversary. And that is the 6th and 7th or 7th and 8th. It's at the weekend after Labor Day weekend.
Okay.
The end of the first week of September.
And then the week
we'll
after
have a
that,
trunk show. We'll have a trunk show in Stillwater at at Darn It Anyway on their riverboat cruise.
We're so excited about that.
I'm very excited about that.
Our yarn gets to be on a boat.
Yeah.
And then after that is Yarn Over.
Yes.
Which is a big event put on by the Minnesota Knitters Guild. So we're excited for that as well.
Mm-hmm.
And then a few weeks off of ending, and then we're at the Minnesota Fiber Festival at the end of October.
Yep.
So, and if you're in Minnesota, that's MEA week. So, you know, you could make a weekend of it, just saying. Yeah, that's where we'll be.
Yeah.
Totally guessing at how much yarn to bring. And totally guessing at lots of other things, too.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah, so far it's gone really well.
Yeah. Everyone seems to like it so far, so that's good.
We've got yarn.
We've got yarn.
We've got ideas.
We've got lots of ideas. Oh, man.
We had to sit today and do a brain dump in our bullet journals.
Like all the things we've talked about.
And just like, okay, which of them are actually happening?
Yep.
How do we start getting organized?
Yep. Which brings us to fall again. Should we talk about Foxy Fall?
Yes. Oh my gosh. So excited. So we are excited to offer a fantastically foxy fall surprise mystery gift package experience. So, because we like options, and because we like getting presents that we like, and we like not getting presents that we don't like.
Yeah.
It's going to be a very customized experience. So we're going to offer a few different yarn offerings. So there will be sock sets, both Littlefoot sock sets and Bigfoot sock sets, which just are different in that one has a full 100-gram skein and one has a 50-gram skein, which a 50-gram... I mean, most adults with a shoe size under size women's 11, probably, can knit a pair of somewhat shorty socks out of that. You know, so
I definitely have, and I wear a size like 10 to sometimes 9.5 depending on the shoe. So again, trying to give you options to maximize the amount of yarn that you can buy by giving you smaller amounts of yarn to make your projects. Then, so we'll have sock sets, a mini set, full skein option. We'll have both sock and DK weight as options. So you will custom pick the yarn that you're going to get, but the color and like the way that it's dyed is going to be a surprise. And then it's going to be like a kind of a treat yourself situation where there's like extra like self-care goodies and just like fun knitting things and a couple of non-knitting things, but all themed around Fantastic Mr. Fox, the book by Roald Dahl, and then also the movie. I think especially the movie just because of like all the color
and we just love that movie, and it's one we have to watch constantly in the fall because that's just what it feels like. So we're going to have 3 different levels of like the mystery items that go along with the yarn. So every package will come with some amount of yarn, and then the extras are basically kind of like add-on bundles, and those will be mystery items that will be custom made for you, and not everybody's package will be the same, because we're actually going to have, if you just want a total surprise, then you don't have to fill out our survey, but we've created a little survey so you can kind of customize your own. It will give us the information to customize the box for you. So there's like a list of things like stitch markers, project bag, pattern, and it's basically like, yes, give me this in my package, or like, only if it's super special, or no, I do not need one more stinking stitch marker. Yeah. So it's just a few quick questions that'll help us be able to kind of tailor that box specifically to each person. So we're really excited to be able to offer that, and then that will go along with different price points, hopefully making it a little bit more accessible, though everything's expensive these days.
No matter what. No matter what.
So yes, we're doing our best to try to offer a variety of price points and things so that people can take part in the things that we're doing. We also will have the option to just have the yarn. Yeah. So if you're like, totally would love a mystery skein of yarn as a little treat, but I don't want extra mystery stuff. And then we're hoping to also have extra of all of the different pieces of these boxes, so that after we could list those, and then if there are pieces that you didn't get in your box, or if there are people who weren't able to order the whole box, still can kind of a la carte choose their items, is our plan for this thing that we've never done before but are doing now. So we'll see how it all goes.
Gotta start somewhere.
So that's not in the shop yet, but will be soon, and I'll post definitely on our social media stuff, Instagram, Facebook, when that's live. And we're so excited. Very excited. Oh, and we've already watched the movie, writing down quotes for like colorway names and just so many cool things. It's going to be, just think like fall and cozy. And if you haven't seen Fantastic Mr. Fox movie, go watch it. And those colors, like if autumn and gold and red and yellow and just those like rich, earthy fall tones, if those are your thing, you're going to like the yarn for sure. And we'll have more information about that as we get that ready, and then we'll start on the next thing, whatever we decide that is. We're dyeing up more chicken kits, all new fun colors. They're all of our chickens are one egg wonders. We're not doing anything repeatable. We're just kind of playing around. Kind of a fun way for us to experiment with our dyes and colors. We're starting to put together more patterns for different kits and things that we want to offer. Because that's just so much fun. Putting kits and colors together is my favorite part.
And we've learned that's not a lot of people's favorite part. Which I'm like, what?
We are here for you, because any project I want to make, I find 4 different colorway combinations that I want to make. It's like, how do I decide? So if I can help somebody else, heck yes. Alrighty. Do we have anything else we want to?
I don't think so. I think that was it.
Kind of the quick and dirty?
Yeah.
Okay. Well then, shall we say toodaloo?
I think so.
Okay.
Toodaloo. Toodles.
Bye.